What's more difficult than getting into an Ivy League university? Passing a prop trading challenge. Only 5 out of 100 traders that try it ever succeed. But up to 7 out of 10 traders who trade with me pass their prop trading test because they have the 1-minute trading strategy that makes all the difference. I'm Boris Schlossberg. Welcome to BK Traders. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. I make systems, strategies, and tools for traders to help them succeed in the markets. So let's talk about the 1-minute scalping strategy that I have used to help many traders get funded in the prop space. One of the key reasons why prop trading is so difficult is because prop firms have an iron grip on risk discipline. And that makes it very, very hard for traders not to hit their drawdown limits. That's why scalping is such a great strategy for prop trading, but you have to have the right strategy and the right approach. And I've got just the perfect strategy for you that's going to make all the difference between winning and losing. Let's get into it. What can happen in a trade? Most of you probably say there's only 2 things that could happen. You could win or you could lose. But that's actually very inaccurate. Because in trading, you can do 3 things. You can win, you can lose, or you can scratch your trade. And I'm going to show you how understanding that third component of trading can be the difference between winning and losing in your overall position. So let's take a look at my scalping indicator, the BK Scalper. I'm going to walk you through it, show you exactly how we'll play it on the NASDAQ futures, and explain to you some of the techniques we use to take possible losing trades and turn them into essentially scratches, which in turn gives us a winning proposition. We're basically using the very old tenet of Ben Franklin. A penny saved is a penny earned. None of that can be truer than in trading. All right, let's take a look at exactly what we do here on a day-to-day basis. This is my BK Scalper indicator. It's proprietary to our room. It's not available anywhere else on TradingView, but if you are a member of our trading group, you absolutely have full access to this indicator. And it's actually relatively simple. What you see here on the chart is a 1-minute chart. We trade off of that particular time frame. The green part of the chart is when the price is above the 8-period SMA. The red is when it dips below the 8-period SMA. So generally, what you basically are looking for when we're trading is long periods of time when price can spend its activity either above or below the SMA so that we have a high degree of confidence that there is trend in the making. Now, today is actually a relatively choppy day. You can see, so there wasn't really a lot of movement one way or the other in the chart, and the chart basically moved every 10 minutes up and down in a very choppy fashion. But even within this kind of a very choppy fashion, there are ways to extract some very juicy profits in exactly the way I'm going to show you how. First of all, this is the blank chart on our scalper. What we do then is look for a couple of conditions to give us clues as to what's going on. First, we look for momentum signals, which are demarcated by these circle dots. The green obviously is a positive green momentum. The red is a negative momentum. And obviously, they generally generate themselves once price dips below or pops above the 8-period moving average as it's a start of a momentum move. The second thing we're looking for is retrace signals. That's a proprietary signal of when the price kind of stays above the 8-period moving average or stays below the 8-period moving average, but is in a retrace mode. As you can see here, basically price is showing you both retrace and momentum signals on a 1-minute chart. The diamonds are the retraces, the circles are the momentums, reds is for down, and greens is for up, reds and pinks. So what is the condition that we like to trade? Basically, we have a very, very simple rule. We say to ourselves, we need 3 consecutive signals. Doesn't matter if it's a momentum or a retrace. It can be a combination of both. It can be all in one. It can be none in one. So long as we have 3 consecutive signals within a green slice. We call these trend movements a slice of trend. When price stays above the moving average, conversely, a slice to the downside when price stays below the moving average, right? So when we have 3 consecutive signals over here, that is a buy for us. In NASDAQ, we trade this particular setup, 20-point target, 40 points up, 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio. That's a negative risk-reward ratio. However, we rarely take that big loss. Let me show you what we do. So in this particular example, as you can see here, we get long over here at 603. We're targeting 623 with a stop at 40 points below the entry. Now, in this case, the price actually continues in the upper direction. It hits 623 for us, plus 20 points, and we are done. Nice and clean, super easy movement for us in terms of making money. Price chops around, and we see that we don't have these 3 consecutive signals, so we really don't have anything to do. We're just sitting tight. Now, over here, we enter into the red zone. We have 1 signal, 2 signal, 3 signal, and we're going to get short over here at 588, again, targeting 20 points. And we're looking for 568. I think it actually, does it come down? Yeah, 2 winners by being very selective in our trades. We'll wait patiently. Nothing is going on. It's a relatively choppy market until the next trend slice appears. And in this case, we have 1, 2, 3. And we get short over here at 566. Now, we're targeting 46, and I believe that I don't think it hits 46 here. Oh, it actually does. It actually does here. And this now gives us a 3rd winning sequence. So now we're literally, even in a very choppy market, are able to extract 60 points, or if you're using just simply 1 NASDAQ contract, that is $1,200 of NASDAQ points in just essentially an hour and a half. But let's move on, and this is where I want to show you. Let's see what happens when things don't quite go our way. So now we move on into the next half hour or so, and we have 1, 2, 3 signals again, and now we have another long signal. This time we go long at 618. The stop is 40. The target is 20 above, so the target would be 638, right? Here is where our defensive techniques really come into their being. We get long at 618, but what you notice is that soon price stops being green and starts turning red. The moment we give up the moving average, you see how clear, definitive, absolutely incontrovertibly evident it is on the chart? The moment this happens, we no longer look for profit. We just look to scratch our trade. So now instead of looking to, what do we come in here at 618? Now instead of looking to come in at 638, we put our target at 618 again. Just get out flat and even. And we do. Very often, this is the key thing that makes this setup so interesting and makes trading generally so interesting. Very often, I'm sure you'll admit, the market will allow you to get out of your position for break even, but we're either too greedy, too stubborn, or really not knowledgeable enough as to when we should employ that technique to take advantage of it. Using this particular indicator, it's so simple and easy. It tells you exactly when you should go from offensive to being defensive. And in this particular case, obviously being defensive really pays off. We get at 18, the price dips below, we could be stopped out. And instead of being stopped out, we've now saved ourselves 40 points. And as Benjamin Franklin said, 40 points saved is 40 points earned. Now we've basically walked away from the afternoon at plus 60, $1,200 to the good, with one trade that could have been negative, that could have cost us $800 being scratch. That's the key, that's the secret, that's the absolute advantage that we have in scalping using this particular indicator. It's so good at just a couple of very key things, at telling you where trend is developing, at being able to enter that trend at the right time, and most importantly, at telling you when trend is faltering and getting out of it before you get hurt any more than you need to. Doing it this way, it makes scalping so much easier and so much less emotional than it usually is. We love using this technique. Many of the traders in my room have passed many prop tests using the BK Scalper, and I hope that you can enjoy it as well. If you're really interested in learning how to scalp, if you're interested in learning how to trade prop, if you're interested in getting funded with other people's money, if you're interested basically in having the opportunity to run a $250,000 account for as little as $50 down, then click the link below. Join me in my Pass the Prop coaching session, and let's make beautiful profits together.